We are getting ready to go live here. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. We are live on Facebook, and we're going to get our recording going here in Zoom. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today for the She Thrives, an Empowered Space for Connection, Joy, and Creativity. We are talking today about the art of self-love, daily practices for a happier you. And my name is Kaelee Swanson, and I'm a holistic health coach and registered nurse. Jacqueline, go ahead.
Hi, good morning. I'm Jacqueline Matranga, and I'm so happy to be talking to all of you on our ninth installment. And Xaye is going to be our guest, but Xaye embodies our topic. So when we thought of this whole series, we thought, oh, I hope Xaye will come and join us. And so it's a answer to prayer. It's a miracle. It's joyful. It's creative. It's everything you want and more. Take it away, Xaye.
Hi. Thanks so much, you all. Like I said before, this is such a great opportunity. It allowed me to really, as I was preparing, it really allowed me to, really make sure to take inventory on how am I loving myself. And we always talk about, my partner and myself, we always talk about self mastery and being our best selves, and living life to the fullest, to be on the journey of achieving total freedom. And so when we came up with this topic about the art of self-love, this past month I've been really honing in and taking inventory and seeing how I can up level in different areas of my life, especially in self-care, and how intimate and personable I am with myself. How do I engage with my emotions, my boundaries? And so it's been fun to prepare for this, and I'm just super grateful for the opportunity to be here with you beautiful ladies today.
Thanks. Thanks. I love how you know how to inventory. Can you like give us some tips on what is an inventory?
Yeah. So with anything in life, we have these ideas. Some of them are our own, and some of them are things that society tells us or we heard somebody else say. And so when I speak about inventory, you can also call that awareness. it, Inventory is that step further. So, for instance, I know recently with entrepreneurship and having a second job, having multiple streams of income, it's relatively new when we look at society. This is just an example. Before it was like you get a good job, you stay there for 40 years, and you are successful. You did it. And it was recently in society where it's like if you don't have an extra stream of income, if you're not doing something part time, then you're never gonna be able to really provide for yourself and your family, and even have the space to open up to build legacy, and to have more, to actually enjoy life. And so that's that awareness because it's a relatively new transition in society. And so when we take inventory, that's whenever we're like, okay, I heard about this concept, having a gig, doing the part-time thing, starting a business. I never saw myself as a business owner. But when we begin to take inventory, that's whenever we begin to internalize the idea of a second stream in this example. And so taking inventory can look different ways. If we're talking about self-love, I start to look at the different pillars of my life. I start to look at, I start to pay attention to what I'm saying to myself, how I'm taking care of myself. Am I just getting through the day? Am I actually preparing myself for myself, even for sleep? Just really taking inventory and being honest with myself. Am I giving my best? Even if I'm just eating this meal, am I actually just stuff in my face and getting food in my body, or am I actually having a moment and allowing and like having a moment with this food, because this food is going to nourish and heal my body, being mindful of what I'm putting inside my body. Or even sleep, I know that is something that even me, my goal, I heard this concept about being rich and rested. A lot of times when we think about going and get our goals, we think about, you know, you got to work hard, you got to give up sleep, you got to, but I'm like, honey, I love to relax, right? I wanna be rested. And so even shifting, being taking inventory, like, okay, girl, like you get to step up your game in your sleep. So really taking inventory and challenging myself with how how I'm performing now in different areas of my life. And it can be all areas of your life. And is this aligned with the idea and the vision of what I want for my life?
That's
I
so
like that.
good.
So
Yeah.
and you kind of brought that word up to that mindfulness, kind of bringing that into every area of your life, kind of holistically looking at balance as well. Like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And just I can it's it's like you've learned from the ages of how, monks or how people in monasteries, like you'd have to like go somewhere to do it. Or you'd have to like have that kind of life to be mindful about your sleep and your eat and every morsel but you're saying no, in today's society, to know that you're going to be out there creating your income, you've got to create your internal to be feeling like a groundedness, or different words, like you said, a inventory of my pillar of sleep, then my pillar of food, my pillar of relationships. Yeah, those things are not negotiable, have been too negotiable before, I guess is what we're saying, because of a paycheck or because of survival. And that's not the present day person anymore, as I think what you're saying. But I don't know, how would you carry on from that
Yeah,
thought?
I mean, you're right, and that's something my partner and I. That's what we're challenging, is to bring awareness. And I actually, as I was promoting this on our socials for this live today, I'm like, what if life is just about us learning to be ourselves and cultivate ourselves for a lifestyle that we want, and that includes mental, emotional, travel freedom, right? Health, environmental. What if we literally go through every pillar, spiritual health, every pillar of our lives, and we customize it, personalize it to ourselves? And what if that's what life is about? Becoming our best self, mastering ourselves, loving on ourselves. Because we all know that saying of, you cannot pour from an empty cup. So if that is true, which I believe it is true, what if we actually take the time to, and it's not going to be, and we know they say, what, 21 days, I think it's maybe a little bit more now, but 21 days to develop a habit. But what if we actually go through our life and take time with our life, with ourselves, and cultivate and nurture ourselves and mold ourselves to the being that we want to be? So it's not about um what we're learning as a society. We're in that awakening of, what does success means to me? What does happiness mean to me? What do I really want? What do I want to leave? How do I want to leave my legacy on this planet? So I think we're in that awakening now, where it's really about us being ourselves, and through we're learning and we're beginning to trust the process of us being ourselves. It not only fills up our cup and we're being more fulfilled and purposeful, but we're also beginning to spread the light and radiate and begin to impact others. So it's really about that's the challenge. That's the awareness that my partner and I we're bringing, is about self mastery. As far as, what if what if we what if we take the time to actually develop ourselves in the ways that we know is true and authentic for ourselves? So that's the question. And then we get to go on this joyful journey, of living it every single day. Because I used to hate the saying, and I just, I get to embrace it, because this is not my planet, right? But the journey, the destination is the journey. Am I saying it right? The journey is the destination. So we've been taught to hurry up and get there, get through life, get the goal, get the thing. But what if every single day we won? Like, what if every single day we were joyful, we were fulfilled, we were happy, we were living our best life. And so just really figuring out the day to day, the lifestyle that we're living is fulfilling, and it's what's bringing us joy, not because I got that promotion or because I did this thing that society told me. It's something that comes from with us, and actually enjoying our life every single day and every single moment.
Yeah, I love how you put that into words, because you're being the joy. You're not, I got to get something to have joy. Let me be joy now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, and I love that you're just, you're oozing it. Your persona is doing it. It's not like, oh, I got there, look at me. No, it's like, I'm joy, and I want to be filled, and then I'm going to fill your cup.
Well,
Or
I
I'm
think
going
also I've always been really good about just being able to see. Like, I used to have a corporate job, and I just saw what retirement age and the characteristics of what the retirees look like. And I was like, I don't know if I want that. That's not really what I want. So I've always had that. I always just listen to that thing inside of me to be like, I can see what this future is going to hold. And I'm just like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to live like that. I don't want that type of plan. Like, that plan, it just irritated me, like, for me personally. And so just learning to really be faithful in my journey, knowing that I'm protected, knowing that the source is guiding me, and honoring that, and taking risk, and saying, like, I have no idea what the other options are, but for me, that doesn't align with me. And just trusting the process and figuring out, like, I didn't even really know, because I'm like, when I first heard about entrepreneurship, like, I remember, like, hearing about it in high school, but I was like, I don't have an idea. Like, I only thought you had to have an idea or an invention in order to be an entrepreneur. And so I was like, I really didn't know, but I was like, that is what I want to do, but I got to come up with an idea. But really just listening to that whisper and trusting myself and allowing myself to just be faithful, and listen to the whispers, and answer the whispers. So I think, when we actually listen to ourselves and we ground ourselves in our spirituality, in our voice, in our thoughts, in our emotions, we can hear the next steps. And so that's what even my partner and I, what we say as accountability consultants, we are supporting people to listen to yourself. And we always tell them, yes, we're here to support you, but at the end of the day, you know the answer. Empower yourself to listen to yourself, trust yourself, be on this journey to get to that next level that you want. That's only you can do. There's things that only you can do, that you're putting, and you're the only person who can make that difference, whether it's for your community, whether it's for yourself, whether it's for society. We all have that. It's just a lot of us, you know it's just the way society is. But I think being on that journey of happiness and joy and fulfillment, it's all personal. Yeah, I'm like, it's
personal.
personal.
Yeah.
It's all personal, right? And and
Yeah.
and the more that we uh live that, because, and I remember my grandma. She's kind of she helped cultivate me. But she used to always say, because I have a little sister, and my mom too. I have a little sister, and I used to love playing dolls, even like into my teenage years. But my sister always wanted to play school. I didn't want to play no more school, girl. We just got out of school. I don't want to play no more school. Let's play dolls. And so but my sister, she's like, I'm playing school. And so she wouldn't play with me, and it would hurt my feelings. Yes, the little sister hurt the big sister feelings. And so I would tell, like, Mom, Kim and I want to play dolls. And my mom would get so annoyed with us. And she was like, play by yourself. Like, you came here by yourself, you're going to die here by yourself. And I know it's a little extreme, right? She was just tired of our mess. I know it's still a little extreme, but that is true. Like, our relationship with ourselves is the most important. Like, we are with ourselves all the time. So and it's funny, because I know a lot of times when we are with ourselves, we're not nice to ourselves, or we're sabotaging ourselves, or we're avoiding ourselves, or we're allowing this frustration and this resistance to fester and hold up and like keep distance with ourselves. But it's like, why are we not intimate and personable with ourselves when we are with ourselves 100%? No matter if we got kids, no matter if we,
Yeah.
have a significant other, we're with ourselves. So what if the answer is being in relationship, being intimate with ourselves? Like, what if that's the answer to all of the answers that we're seeking? We're going and hiring coaches and trying to tell me what to do. You know what to do. You already know what to do. You're just not doing it. You want confirmation and validation and permission. Give yourself permission,
Yeah.
authorize yourself. And so whenever we're on this journey, it allows us to be empowered.
Zay, I'm so glad you said that because I was thinking along that same line as you were talking about, like, that it sounded like respecting yourself, really, like
Yes.
having respect for yourself in that, in what you're putting in your body and how you're taking care of yourself and the time that you give yourself, how you're talking to yourself, like all these things kind of roundabout way, like is really how kind are you being to yourself as well. Because like for me, like the self-love is kind of like it's hard to in a way quantify for me is like, okay, so what does that really mean? But
Yes.
that's really kind of gets down to the root of it, really.
Mm-hmm.
Really. And it's almost like you, I mean, do you remember how we came up with this whole idea, Kaelee? It was to get intimate with ourselves. So full circle, you're saying, yes, that is the whole point of us as human beings, is to get intimate with, what is that whisper? The whisper that pulls you forward, not the whisper that it makes you, criticizes you, or that puts you down or keeps you in a turmoil. But the one that had Kaelee and I develop the series, the one that had Xaye and I talking to each other and Kaelee at a table and back in December. It's just, there's a part of us that knows the people that resonate with our emotional well-being. And I think we have that ability too, because that's the person that, gets us to hang out with our relatives, because, it's not our favorite people, but we want that community. So we're going to do it for them. Things that we do that we know is going to pull us forward as a person, as not, and then all of a sudden we recoil back going, oh, I don't want to go do that. But yeah, it's this push. Isn't it like a push and pull dance, being a human?
Being a human, yes.
Yeah.
Being human is, oh my gosh, so complex, kind of difficult.
Right? And there's nothing
Yeah.
we can do about it. We're humans. There's nothing we can do about it.
Unfortunate. Well, the thing we can do is really being on this journey of intention and mindfulness and purpose. I think that would be the cure to it. Being willing to stand up to the sabotage, being willing to give ourselves another chance with love and grace.
Oh, without the shame, right? To say, okay,
No shame,
Yeah.
no guilt.
Yeah.
Like, okay, because it's funny. I used to say this all the time. I got to start back saying it. Like, no one told us how to human. No one told us how to adult.
nope.
In a healthy way,
Yeah.
most of the time.
Yeah.
No one gave us, we see what society do and we just kind of mimic so we don't get exiled from the tribe, or I I remember like trying to figure it out, because I would ask all these questions and no one had the answers, or they would give me answers and I'm like, you're supposed to be an adult, you're supposed to have all the answers, because I didn't know as a kid. I'm definitely that person. And so after a while I was like, I can't listen to these people because don't nobody know. And just looking at the favor, right? Because we know, like, we call it different things. We have things that just have worked out, or they seem like, people call it God, people say favor, people, you're like, oh, that, man, that's a miracle, all these things happen. And when we literally say, man, I listen to myself, I follow my intuition, that came from something much bigger than me, and I just trusted that I was faithful. and things just open up. I had the answer in that moment. I didn't premeditate. It just came to me. Like, if we literally lived our life being that faithful, that self-trusting, that vulnerable, that open, imagine what our lives would look like if we lead ourselves, right? If we trust ourselves. But to your point about, no one taught us how to adult. And if there, I mean, humans have been on this planet for a long time now, and no one has found the book. No one's have found like the answer. So what if the answer is us going inward and allowing ourselves to live outward, to live out loud, to live big? Because there is no one way. It's impossible. We're all too unique in order to believe that there's an answer to human right. What if all the things that are so unique and weird and different about you, what if that is your way to live your best life? What if that is the way the human?
That mic drop. I have no words.
I like that.
I
like that
nailed
because
it. It's like, can you
yeah.
put that on like repeat?
Yeah, I mean,
because
no one has the answers. That's why it's important for us
yeah.
to have a relationship with ourselves so we can trust ourselves enough to be on our journey to live our lives, to fulfill our lives for our families, for ourselves, for the world at any level. It's our choice.
I don't know if you ever said this, but I felt like at 15, I knew everything I needed to know.
Yeah.
I was just open and the world was a great place.
That was 2019, 20 for me. I'm like, I'm not
comfortable.
old. I know what I'm doing. I know what I want.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I just
Well,
felt like
I started to have questions again around 19.
yeah.
I started to have more questions. Okay,
Yeah,
I
because
thought I knew things, but
people
things
were
just,
like, "You're gonna do that? You're gonna do that? Why are you doing that?" You know, like those kind of reactions to yourself, and you start doubting yourself, and you start
Yeah.
yeah. Mhm.
and it lands on you like, "Oh, I don't know what I'm doing."
Mhm.
Yeah. Then you kind of lose that trust in yourself, and it just kind of it can spiral from there. Yeah.
So,
Or you let sorry, or you can let
no, I was
things
going
like
to say,
in your
so
life.
how do we protect it? So that how do we
Yeah.
catch the spiral, or how do we protect that innocence?
Yeah,
That
get back out of
vulnerability?
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do have some notes. Can I bring on my notes? How much longer do we have?
You have
About
7 minutes,
yeah,
Okay.
7 minutes.
Okay.
6 minutes.
So what ask me the question again so I can answer it? What was the
Basically, how do you get out of that rut of lack of trust in yourself and kind of where you're going and what you're doing?
question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And bring back
So
innocence.
number one, to be aligned with what I already said, ask yourself, what do I need to do to get out of this? You know the answer. What if instead of course, yourself and your source, right? But because us going out and asking everybody else, what do I need to do? What do I need? They don't know. How you feel confused and uncertain and doubtful. They have that in different areas of their lives too. Now, obviously, if they are qualified, if they have the result in a certain area and you trust that, of course, get advice, get mentorship, get guidance. But a lot of times when we're talking about that self trust journey, what I found is that everybody's journey is different. So even if that other person has the result that I want, there's something I have an entire different experience. Even for instance, we have siblings, we have the same parents, we grew up in the same environment, the same, but we're so different. So the thing that it takes for me to get over a fear or to listen to myself about something, my sibling may have a different thing, or they are so, I'm like, how did you learn that, or where did you get that from? I didn't even know. And it that, oh, the parents taught us, mama taught us, and I'm like, I missed that lesson. So we all get to go in and listen to ourselves about um overcoming that self-doubt, that self-sabotage, like really turning in and being honest and vulnerable with ourselves. Because if you can't be honest and vulnerable with yourself, and trust me, I am a more of a logical person. The relationship stuff is hard. It's really hard. So it's been very intentional for me to be on this journey about love. And I mean, I love, like, it's cool, but like I like results, and then there's some people where they love relationships, and I'm like, okay, we good, but let's get to the results, right? So we all are on our own journey. So I would definitely ask yourself, and I do want to talk about, because it sounds like some of what we're talking about is like limiting beliefs, right? Limiting beliefs with ourselves, that lack of self-trust. And so I'm just going to read some stuff that I did
Go for it.
did come up with, and then I will like give you some more practical, because we're talking about all this stuff out here, and I know there's some more logical people like me who like, okay, girl, you said all that, but what do I need to do? Okay, so limiting belief, and so another thing is, we have so much technology, Google, we have Chat GPT, all these tools. You can go to YouTube if you want to hear somebody else tell you the answer. But what if you just literally use this AI, this technology, and ask it questions? What does, like, literally, I preparing for this, I was like, what does even art mean? Because the art of self-love, it could sound a lot of fluffy for some people. But when we talk about the art is, it's an expression of creativity, imagination, and emotions through various forms. So when you talk, Kaelee, I know you mentioned, you said like the art about the self-love. So how can we be creative with loving ourselves? Like, even if you're so detached from yourself, ask Google or ChatGPT, what is love? What does love even mean? Like, we say this thing, but have we ever taken the time to actually look up the definition of what love is, so I can understand? Because there are some people who can feel love, and we feel it, but like, to actually understand what love means from my dictionary, not just the dictionary that I never even looked up that word because it's so common, right? But how can we create creatively, express love or emotions or being fun with ourselves? And so then when we get to the limiting beliefs are thoughts or assumptions that hold you back from achieving your full potential. And it goes on. So when we have ideas of, I'm not smart enough, or I don't have enough time, or I need money, it's like all these excuses. So you have these excuses to beat yourself up, to hold yourself back, to keep yourself down, versus like being faithful and trusting that there is possibility, there is opportunity for you to close the gap on that thing that you want. Because every human that I've met, whether they are conscious of it or not, like, there's something that they want. They may not believe in it, they may not be confident, they may be insecure, but there's something that they're like, this would mean better for me. And it may not be the destination, but even just going towards that thing, it opens up for us. And so how can we overcome limiting beliefs? So going back to what we already said about awareness, having the to even know that it was possible. Man, I didn't even know that anybody could start a business. I thought only people with ideas could start business. I didn't know anybody could start a business. And think about like all of these baby boomers, and who are starting their business. It's so beautiful, because not only are they starting a business and starting a new chapter of their life, they are also bringing their wisdom from their life experience. But prior to, when it used to be the old, hey, 40 years and you said you can be retired, but now you have their awareness, right? So so through that awareness, you can identify the limiting belief. Like, it's like, just ask, what's holding me back? Ask yourself, what is holding me back? What is holding me back? Ask yourself. And one of my favorite tools that, I mean, it's so therapeutic, it's just writing out, journaling. That is something you can
Yes.
do, to journal.
So powerful.
Just write. I mean, I have so many notebooks, but literally just writing. Sometimes I just write, run on sentences, probably don't make sense, but I need to get it out. And then once I empty out, all of a sudden I notice that myself start giving me answers. But
Mhm.
sometimes I can talk myself through, and I do different techniques. I'll write, I'll journal, I'll do mirror work. I'll literally look in the mirror and I'm talking to myself like I'm my friend. At first, it's awkward, and I do it, and I've done it naked. Like, let's be real, I've done it naked because I'm like, I need to love myself. So I'm standing in the mirror, butt naked, talking to myself, being my friend, like, girl, we ain't there yet, but we working on it, and getting comfortable with looking at myself naked. I use my devices. Y'all, we have these devices. Let them work for us. Turning on my video camera, doing a video diary, talking to myself, and then watching it back and listening and hearing to myself, not from judgment, but I need to hear what you think, girl. I don't even know you like that. Let me know you. I need to hear what you think. I hear it in my head, but to hear it play back is different.
Wow. Never thought of that one. Oh my God. I gotta do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know we're coming up on time, but I want to close this up quickly. And then after we identify, and that's work. I mean, to be honest, it took me years to get comfortable with doing this stuff consistently. I mean, there was some times where I just pretended like I didn't know, and I would literally like not journal because I wanted to be in pain. I wanted to suffer. I wanted to punish myself.
Yep.
Right? So that's limiting belief. Number two would be reframe. So start to shift our perspective, like being curious, being open. Let's say, if I'm not good on social media, for example, how about we just say, you know what? How about I can improve this whole social media thing with just practice? What if I just gave myself the chance to keep practicing? So opening up and not being so exact and so mean and so rude to ourselves, but literally reframing our beliefs. And then knowing that a belief is a lie that we believe. Because real quick, to help y'all out, there are millions of people, billions of people. There are billions of people on this planet. We all don't believe the same thing. But does that mean that that person is wrong? No. That person is not wrong. They have different beliefs. So we all get to choose our beliefs. We all get to choose our beliefs, and whatever we want to believe, it's our belief, and we get to choose to make that belief work for us. So if we have beliefs that don't work for us, we need to let that belief go with a quickness. We need to let it go. And number three is take actions. And so literally just, even if you only write one sentence, if we're using the journaling example, but take actions, or putting ourselves, cleaning up your social media. There may be some things that you're consuming inside of your life that are not. Stop watching certain stuff. You're getting all this input. You're watching stuff, you're listening to stuff, you're talking about stuff that is not good for you. Take action and being intentional on how to shift your beliefs in your life. And that's like a little framework, you know. But there's so many ways. Just practice something, just try something new. Some of the techniques I like, my favorite is definitely journaling and talking, getting in community, paying for masterminds, paying for coaching. That's we can have our friends, but most of them friends and family, they want me to feel comfortable because they care about me. I need somebody who is going to help me break through and get me to my next level. That's what I'm looking for. I don't want to be the same. And I don't, and not to be rude, but let's be real. If they don't have the result that I want, I'm not talking to them about it. I'm not going to talk to you about it because I don't want what you have. Because if you knew, you would be doing it too. We can't both be struggling on the same thing. So I hope that helps.
Xaye, I could listen to you all day. Come on, girl. You are just, now you're on a roll. Now you're on a roll. We need a part two.
I would do it, girl. For sure.
Well, thank you. Thank you again for joining us. We're so glad that it worked out. And thank you everybody as well for joining us. And how can people find you and the work you're doing?
Yeah, so actually we do have a gift for the audience. It is the Prioritize and Thrive worksheet, because what we do, my partner and I, we help people to restructure their lives so they can be more fulfilled, more productive, have more time and energy for themselves and their family, and really just living a purposeful, intentional life. So we have this worksheet. It is super helpful if you to help you get your things done. We're all about getting things done, creating structure in your life. And so we are going to gift that worksheet.
Oh, wow.
Literally, you can do it. It has instruction. It's a one page. It's a one page
Love that.
gift, and you literally work through it, and you can rinse and repeat it. You can, and it's a downloadable, so you can fill it in on that sheet, or you can print off as many as you want, but use that tool to actually make progress, because that's what life is about. Life isn't about winning I love to win. So hold on. Let me rephrase that. But it's about making progress. Life is about making
Yes.
progress. Life is about being better, growing. And so this
Mhm.
sheet, it gives you the Prioritize and Thrive worksheet. It gives you the framework in 3 easy steps to make progress on your life. You already got a lot of stuff to do. Like what me and my partner do, we don't teach you a lot of new stuff. We help you work through and get through the things that you already need to get done, so you can clear out your space and open up, and do more in life. Do more of your life that you actually want to do. So that worksheet is going to be super helpful. Literally use it today. Like use it to get through your stuff so you can make progress, and you can start to organize and restructure your life.
Oh,
Oh,
great.
so you get that worksheet. And also, if you have any questions, you can always text us, 757-780-8585, 757-780-8585. And I'm on social media, Xaye Faith. Y'all can see my name right here. Right here, right here.
Right there.
Oh,
Yeah.
y'all see
Yeah,
it?
we can
Whatever.
see it.
That's my name right there. Xaye Faith. So yes.
Hey, you're so good. You're such a pro. You make it look so easy. If we could all just be that easygoing and happy about the journey. And you can find me at fitfunfashionable.com, and there's a gift there if you put your email in there for you on how to be more fit, have more fun, be more fashionable. And Kaelee's going to wrap us up.
Yeah, thank you. And you can also find my work on Healthy Life community.net. And as well, there's a free offer there. You can sign up and download a little ebook. And thank you again. We're going to wrap up our recording today. So I'm going to close this out on Facebook.